Hi, Hi, everybody. Welcome to live. We had some things this morning, so we had to switch the time. Whoever's able to join us now instead of at noon, I'm glad you're here. And today I hope you had a nice Labor Day weekend.
It was very nice.
We're glad that the Mercury retrograde is over, even though you may feel some things for the next week or two.
Because it's a full moon also.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about communications today. Communicating, how we communicate, and when you're listening, are you hearing what you want to hear, or are you hearing what the other person's trying to communicate, really from their point of view? And it's all in how we hear things that we respond to these things. When you're talking about something, what are you saying? What are you really trying to express? Are you being really open and honest in what you're feeling? Hi, Donna. When you're talking to somebody. So, where is it coming from? Where is it coming from? Is it coming from a place of anger, or, has it been festering for a long time? How long do we keep in things that we want to say to people? I have found that when I'm ready to say something, if it's something that like tips my scale, like it doesn't feel right, I've really found myself waiting and rethinking where the feelings are coming from with what I want to say, and I replay it in my head a couple of times to see what it feels like. And you know what? If what I'm about to say doesn't feel right to me, then I know that it's not going to feel right to the other person either. It may start something that's unnecessary, and then there's always the feeling you get that you go, it's not that important to express right now. Let me give it a little more thought.
And I've actually
that's
found
helped.
that when it's a place of that anger or something, my writing works much better to at least get it out, or to say the feelings that might not have been come across right, but you need to get it off your chest.
Right, and sometimes I find myself talking about things when I'm communicating my feelings or something I want to say to somebody. I'm almost saying it in a tone that I'm asking them to validate what I'm communicating. Like, where does that come from? Like, that we even have that feeling. Like, don't you feel sometimes like, so what do you think about what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's almost like what you're saying is you're expressing your feeling about something, or that you're telling somebody something about something. I'm making sense at some point, aren't I? mean,
Yes.
Does that make sense? I mean, it does make sense. It makes sense to me. But
Well, because you're communicating how you feel. That's the point. Whether or not we're receiving it the way you want us to, we're not really sure yet.
I know. Isn't that the truth? But no, I mean, like, okay, so you're telling somebody something, and the way you're saying it, you're actually saying it in a what do you think kind of thing. And then when they express what they feel, then that becomes a whole new understanding of what you're communicating.
Right.
Did they hear that, or did they hear the content of what you're saying? Or how about at work? Somebody may not be doing something exactly the way you think it should be done. So do you communicate it to them like that? Or do you, like, it happens, you get upset, you go say it, and then it's said in a way that you really didn't want to. You wanted to kind of straighten something out more than...
I think part of the communication, though, is the listening, the receiving, as well as the person who's speaking.
It's
so
all
that
one.
If you're asking that question, for validation, and then they change it to how they're hearing it or receiving it, you have to be open to both, and I think you would eliminate some of the miscommunication, because it's not just all of like you feel that way and then they feel that way, right?
I agree, and I think that sometimes just a lot of times something will go on, and we don't really know how to handle it, and we're upset about something, and we run in, how many people do you talk to? And all it does is light a fire it kind of ignites what you want to communicate. So sometimes it's best maybe find, somebody that you can just bounce off of because they know you and they know like where you're coming from, and then get maybe another opinion or another way of looking at what you're looking at. And yeah, when somebody's talking to you, what are you listening to? What are you hearing? Are you hearing your perception of what, are you hearing their perception of what you're saying, of what they're saying, or are you hearing what they're truly feeling? So, say it to yourself, really look at what your body feels like. What are you, and then they're asking for your opinion about it. And, are you able in the communication to hear what they're really feeling so that you can even give them an opinion about it? Are you speaking your truth without hesitation? Like that's huge. And I know we've talked about speaking our truth and being our unique self and everything, but we've never narrowed it down to communication skills and feeling really confident about what we're saying, and them being open to whatever kind of opinion comes back. Or
so we have a question, what about nonverbal communication?
Nonverbal communication, that's huge.
Look at her eyes as she says it too.
That's actually
I know.
Looking at a person's body, but you know what? Bigger than that, not what you're seeing. What are you feeling from another person? Giuseppe, that's like perfect. What are you feeling from somebody when they're speaking to you? And are you going to give them advice or have the discussion with them if it's between you and them, coming from what you felt from them, they're feeling, and come defensive? Or are you going to feel what they're feeling, understand it, and then just go, all right, well, they're coming from here, how can I come from another place that's going to create something better between the two of us, on a higher level? I mean, it's a higher level. When you're feeling something's right, that's a high vibration. When you're feeling something's wrong, then it's wrong, that's a low vibration. So really being in touch with what you're feeling as you're communicating with somebody is huge. And I think a lot of times when we're communicating our feelings, fear is a big issue.
Fear and anger. I feel like a lot of times we wait till it's kind of beyond, I don't know, like when you're trying to speak your truth, and I'm very passionate, I get very relatively calm, but when I hit that moment of either like feeling intruded upon, or I don't know, there's times where I could go from like 0 to crazy in a minute, and
but now that you've learned to think first about it, it's like huge.
Yeah, and
how quickly it can happen for you.
Yeah, for sure. And I've definitely gotten to a place with, like, I have a couple people that I work with pretty closely that can be very passionate in discussion, and we've gotten
which is good. Passion is good.
Yeah, and it's respectful too. And even further, I've gotten into a habit, especially in these arenas, to be like, I understand or I hear what you're saying. However, here's how I feel, and until you can make it as authentic and clear, because
clarity, communicating your feelings gives you clarity, because there you've said it. And isn't it funny how you go, like a lot of times you'll think something, but when you say it out loud, you go, oh my God, when I heard it, it sounded so much more right, or made so much more sense. Like when we hear it like that.
And the opposite is true too.
Yes, I was thinking that too. Like, I can't believe that came out of my mouth.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, when you have those moments, you're just like, that didn't sound right after you said it, and it's like,
exactly. Yes.
What do you
yes.
say?
Definitely.
Should have said that. Yeah.
Yeah, and another thing is, how about, so you need to communicate your feelings about something, and it could be work, home, friends, but whatever. And are you speaking to the person that you really need to speak to about this?
Oh.
That it's going to make a difference.
Yeah.
And I have really been practicing and love the way I really look at something that I don't know about, or I would have used to have been fearful of saying or doing, and going, I'm so excited, I can't wait to see what this is going to bring. I really have turned my fear into excitement. Now I'm really excited
Yeah, that's awesome.
most of the time.
Yeah.
No, I am.
And you can do that with, if
No,
you're
I am.
anxious about something, you can turn that to excitement. The anxiety to excitement is awesome to be able to recognize and to turn it positive. Like
Yeah,
that.
and every day is like a brand new start, and a brand new way of thinking, and a brand new way of communicating your ideas and your feelings and things. And it's crazy, but like when you really start communicating what you really want and what you really love, it starts to appear around you.
Mhm.
And it's like another facet of communicating, whether you're communicating here, whether you're communicating here. Just being really truthful with your feelings is a huge step in moving forward in things, and moving forward in your life, and finding contentment and
Yeah.
joy, and you know.
And keep trying to come, working on coming from a place of love and giving that person the benefit of the doubt. I was
Right.
actually thinking about this after I just saw your text coming over. And I was thinking that there's times, and I've actually been in this really recently, where there's people who have kind of crossed that line where of being like, I don't really need them in my life, and I have them at that arm's length, but you still see them socially, and how to engage. Because one, I didn't engage well, and one I did.
I hear you.
Yeah, it happens. It's like kind of part of life. But when you're in those and you're trying to move your life further and be able to communicate your truth, and then there's those times where they're just,
Yeah, but we're like
Sure,
preempting
John.
like what's going to happen already, and how
I
we're
know.
going to like verbally communicate with this person that we're not like wild about. And you know what?
you're just not.
My advice is walk in and be like, let's see what happens. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, like even if I don't like somebody, I at least nod. And it doesn't mean if I'm nodding at you that I don't like it. It could be just but I'm just saying, like, or you just like do one of these, like but you don't have to engage in a conversation.
Yeah.
And just like you said, that nonverbal communication, it's like, you know, I'm acknowledging you're here, but I don't need to speak to you. There's plenty of people that we meet for the first time, and you wish you could end the conversation like right then and there, and but you don't have to look like it, but people feel this stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why it's like so important to just be honest about how you feel about stuff, because you think you're fooling somebody, you're not. What you're feeling and your energy is more powerful than anything else. Just like actions speak louder than words, so do your feelings, so do your emotions, so does your auric energy. I mean, geez, a lot of people sometimes they'll go, well, are there people you don't like to work with? And I'm totally exposing things right now. I'm going to tell you the truth. There have been occasions in the last 20 or so years that I've worked, you know, with people, that I have felt that I wasn't the right practitioner to actually really help them with what they, hi Rena, to help them with what they need. Hi Kim. And I've maybe referred them to another practitioner that does maybe something that'll help them, because I can feel over the phone somebody's ready or somebody's not ready to take the step to what their wellness may be.
Right.
And emotionally they have to be ready. And you know, when you're communicating with somebody, emotions are strong. Emotions are high, especially if you're passionate about something, or you're really angry about something, or you're really joyful about something. Like the emotions, and people feel that stuff.
Yeah.
They can see, you know, that and feel that. And that's always a truth giver, a wayer. Immediately you're, or he,
Yeah.
of how you feel.
Yep.
And communication can be very healing. It can be very, very healing. You'll see we have all the light blue stones here today for the communication thing. We've got blue calcite and celestite, kyanite. But anyway, it can be very healing. It can help you to clarify your feelings and your ideas and your position on different situations. When you check your communications and how you're coming off and how you're feeling, it really tells a lot about and gives you a good sense of how a talk that you have to have with somebody is going to turn out. I think that, thank you. I think that in the direction that everybody seems to be going on a very similar consciousness, with peace and really coming together, and even that we said last week with the storm, like how the news is really focusing on that closeness, and this is people communicating.
Yeah.
This is people on phones and internet and communicating needs on Facebook and asking for help when they need it, and really communicating needs. And look at the outpour of love and gratification that is coming. And now we've got another storm. I know I've been in touch with my family down in Florida.
Yeah, my mom's down there too.
My cousins and my Aunt V, and yeah, like just, making sure like everybody's okay. It's very, very scary.
Yeah.
And we want to send healing to all the islands that are getting hit right now. And look, without communications, we wouldn't know to send love and send prayers.
Mm-hmm.
And
And we feel so
be really
alone
specific
without
in your
it,
prayers.
because all the people that are in the islands, if they can't communicate, it's a very lonely feeling. So we do know how important it is to be able to communicate, and hopefully more and more with. I always feel like when something catastrophic happens, whether personally or out in the world like that, that there's reason to pause and to think of like, what can I learn from that? To rather than it being in vain, something to learn from it, and
Yes.
these storms, to send
It's a
some
cleansing.
cleansing,
It's a starting over.
right, and to send love and healing and peace and strength to all those people, and kind of a hug around the earth itself. Like there's a lot of things that
And
are
as
happening.
much as there's devastation, you feel the high energy
Yeah.
of all the love that's been
Yeah.
pouring into them.
Yeah, but can we just learn,
And
like,
around
before
them.
that happens, just to stay in love all the time instead of, like, have something that it has to happen,
Right.
that has
Right.
to change us to be that again.
And no matter what you have to communicate, at the very core and foundation of everything, come from a place of love. I know
Yeah.
it sounds silly, like if you're really angry about something, but you know what? Do a real mind check real quick and a
Yeah.
moment check and go like this. Yeah, I'm really angry about this and it could have come a different way and you're really pissed off, but you know what? For 1 second, take the time to go, how do I come from this, from a place of love to deal with this? And even in that moment that you even said that word love, your body, listen to me, feels that energy of the vibration of that word. I don't care what you say. And it will bring you to a different place and maybe help you to find clarity in what it is you are trying to, the information or idea or feelings you're trying to communicate. Always come from a place of love and communication. I don't think there's anything more important. So if we're repeating ourselves about that, sorry. Sorry, but it's true.
And the more you can take the pause and learn from it, the better you'll get at it. And
That's right.
That's really something I've been personally practicing, and I've gotten a lot better at it, to be able to communicate how I feel, and with myself, because you have to be true to yourself and understand how you feel. And if you're not feeling good about some form of communication, you need to examine why, and go from there also.
And if you're not being truthful with yourself, there's like 90% of your problem.
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
absolutely
seriously.
definitely think that.
Whatever it feels like, just get it out, let it out, go within, be in touch with your feelings, know what it is you want to say. Don't even try, just come from a place of love, no matter what it is. practice that, because anything you practice for 11 days, 11 days is healing your stomach with celery stalks. Sorry, 2 stalks of celery every day for 11 days will
21 days.
repair the, no, 11 days, 2 stalks of celery will repair the lining of your stomach. 21 days, anything becomes a habit. So starting today, at least practice to come from love. And you know what, starting today, maybe take 3 to 5 minutes in quiet, go in the bathroom at work, go put your headphones on so you can't hear anything, and just sit in quiet for 3 to 5 minutes. Start practicing that today and really focus on what can I do today? How can I say and communicate what I want to? I know that every morning I get up and I ask for divine guidance in everything that I say and everything that I do. Do I get it every minute? Maybe not. I slip up. I'm human. But you know what? The more I ask, the more I get, and the more it becomes a part of who I am. And you know what? We all need that little bit of spirit that we are to really get through all these times that we are. And communication and communicating your needs and feelings is really important. What are you afraid? Somebody's going to walk away? So they walk away. Whoever's meant to stay is going to stay, and whoever's meant to leave is going to leave. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, hope this was helpful today. Have a really nice Wednesday, and we'll...
Plant your seeds for the full moon because it is today.
That's right. Today's a brand new start. The full moon's tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Brand new cleansing, 9-month completion. 9 and 6 is 15. It's a 6-day balance. Plus 1 is 7, spiritual day. Get into
A lot
yourself
of good
today.
stuff.
Get into
Yeah.
yourself today. All right. We love you. Have a great day.